Sup everyone, produced by Boredom Man here. I just want to quickly drop by and talk a little bit about Arcane. Again, stuff that has happened in regards to the show, plus some other things in regards to this channel and its branding. This is not gonna be like a crazy high effort video in terms of like editing and whatnot. I'm actually a little bit sick right now, I've been doing my best Victor impression for the past 2 weeks or so this is gonna be a little bit different from what I'm used to making on this channel. I'm just here to yap. I wanna first off just thank all of you for the nice comments you guys left on my previous video. I wasn't really sure how many people would still remember my work after not uploading for such a long time, so I'm just glad that there are still people here who seem to care about my dumbass takes. That previous video was basically just a warm-up project to see if I still knew how to make videos after not uploading for over a year, but the point of it was to just ramble about all the things that had happened between these two seasons, so I could just jump straight into the proper Season 2 summary that I'm eventually going to do, but as some of you may know, something unexpected happened. Kirjaimellisesti, and I'm not even joking when I say this, within 1 or 2 minutes, if not the same goddamn second, I click publish on that video. The first 5 episodes of the second season got leaked online. In some Netflix security breach or something. I think it was a dubbing studio that got compromised. I'm not sure. Don't worry, I won't show any of this leaked footage or even talk about them at all, because I don't think bringing any additional attention to them is going to help the situation, but I do feel the need to address them, especially when the timing was so stupid. Now, when this initially happened, I couldn't quite believe it because I didn't know that something like this was even possible. I mean, games and songs get leaked all the time, but for a show to have its whole entire episodes to be uploaded on 4chan 3 months before its official release was just fucking crazy, and of course it just had to be Arcane. Along with a few other shows as well. But now it's been a while since this all went down, and I'm fortunate enough to say that I haven't seen any spoilers so far. Granted, I've been kinda avoiding Arcane related topics on social media, and I have also never downloaded TikTok either, which might be my life's greatest accomplishment, so far I'm good, but I consider myself lucky. I was able to learn about these leaks pretty much immediately after they happened, but I know that wasn't the case for everyone else. I know for a fact that there are people who were spoiled some parts of the show probably before they even realized that they had been spoiled, And still, even if I do manage to go into the show without seeing any spoilers, I still feel like part of my excitement has been hard-capped simply because I have to be careful when all I wanna do is embrace the Arcane brain rot and look at all the theories, look at all the dope-ass art that people be creating, because that's a very important part of the downward spiral. But hey, at least it wasn't the whole season that got leaked. That would have been so fucking bad. I mean, I guess it still could, but it seems pretty unlikely at this point. But why talk about the leaks when we could talk about the official trailer instead? It got almost 40 million views in a week. That's not normal, right? Like, that is insane, no? Now, I hate to break it to you all, but I'm not here to analyze this one, like the teaser, simply because I just don't feel confident that I could properly do that before the show actually comes out. I got a full-time job plus other projects that I need to procrastinate on, so yeah, unfortunately I won't be doing that. I will say though, this was by far the most exciting trailer I have ever watched for a TV show. Like, I was freaking the fuck out during the premiere. They had like a countdown to it and everything. It was so sick, and it was also nice of them to actually release it during EU time zone as well this time around.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
Okay, that's not an actual line that Caitlyn says in the show, right? Like, these lines are still subject to change and do not represent the finalized product, right? This second season, man, it looks fucking rough. Like, it looks bad. Not in terms of like the quality or anything, but in terms of like how traumatizing it will be. I'm genuinely concerned for my mental well-being, and I just have this feeling in my gut that a lot of people will be upset how it will handle some of the themes it seemingly wants to explore. That Netflix Geek sneak peek was perhaps the most mind-bending 2 minutes I've seen on this platform. I set an alarm to wake me up in the middle of the night so I could watch this live, and by the time it was over, I wasn't sure if I ever actually woke up. They just casually showed us why, at her absolute lowest, most vulnerable, drunkest, buffest, hardest state we've seen her in the show thus far. I'm sorry, but what the fuck are we supposed to make of this for these? Like, are we sure that this is still the same show? That this is still Arcane? Because I honestly don't even know anymore. Maybe the idea of exploring Vi's trauma was actually fucking stupid, and we should go back to this instead. No, but on a real note, if this is the way we're gonna go about it, then I hope that we'll get like an extended scene where they really hammer this in, because this is just a 2-minute montage with some badass music in the background. You know, it could be a lot darker and depressing if they really wanted to hurt us. I am growing ever so concerned about the pacing too. I mean, we're getting 3 acts again, but this time there's like 4 different versions of Vi based off of these trailers alone. The animation quality itself, however, is something that I'm no longer worried about. The pacing might still be a concern, but not the lack of polish or detail. Now, these animators have not seen their families in these past 4 years. Also, when I said that I wanted a shirtless backshot of Vi, this does not count. See, I'm afraid the back tattoo needs to be completely visible to the human eye. I'm sorry, but I don't make the rules. Now, even though I was really impressed by the trailer and this sneak peek, I feel like they revealed a little bit too much for my liking. I mean, did we really have to see Pitfighter Vi as a promotional clip? Because this was genuinely one of the last things I was expecting to see in this second season. I'm afraid I already have like a decent idea of some of the key moments in this story based off of these trailers alone, but I am glad that they haven't shown us anything about Victor and Chase or Mel, so yeah, I think I'll try my hardest to not watch the final trailer. Now, for those who might be wondering if I'll be doing any live reactions to this show, the answer to that is probably not, for a couple reasons. The main one being that I just kinda don't want to. Look, when this show comes out, I just wanna watch it. I wanna properly digest it and completely immerse myself to it. You know, the thought of trying to provide commentary or pausing and rewinding just doesn't seem all that appealing to me. This show deserves my full attention, and I'm just not ready to share myself crying my eyes out to a bunch of strangers on the internet. So let's not pretend as if there won't be a crazy amount of reaction content by a bunch of other creators once this show comes out. Like, there won't be any shortage of reaction content, I'm sure. My job as a creator, my duty on this platform, is to serve those who will be suffering the effects from the post-series depression several months after the show has concluded. Holy fuck, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be. Like, I can already feel the void creeping into my soul. Like, once it's done, it's done. And we're just somehow supposed to accept that. Like, what the hell? And don't even get me started on the downtime between each of these acts, man. Vittu, we're so cooked. They also revealed the soundtrack for this season and all the artists that are gonna be involved, and if I'm being completely honest, I have no idea who most of these people are. Like, at first I thought I only recognized 5 names, but then I realized that I've actually heard 1 song, but The Royal and the Serpent too, so 6 familiar names in total for me. Plus Linkin Park. Which is not a bad thing by any means. I actually love that they have some more unknown talent mixed in there as well. Shit, I didn't know most of the artists from the first season soundtrack either, and I still listen to that shit religiously. I'm just excited because I know that I will be listening to these songs for years to come, and just excited in general. I can't believe it's so close. It's almost surreal. Like, it doesn't even feel that long ago when it felt like the second season was light years away and that it would take forever until we would actually see it, but now the timer is set, and yeah, I'm fucking scared. Oh, and one final thing, I'm thinking about changing the name of this channel to Produced by Samuel. Samuel is my middle name, and I figured since you guys don't really have a name to connect to my dumbass face, I thought maybe it would be good for everyone involved. The current name was honestly supposed to be just a placeholder until I would figure out what I actually wanted this channel to be called. The only name I've used on this channel is Slebari, which pops up at the start and the end of my videos, but that's just the name I use whenever I'm getting my ass beat on CS. You know, it feels more like a tag than an actual name to me when I would like it to be more proper and personal. So just a friendly heads up if I do change it at some point. I'm talking about this as if this channel has had any sort of consistency throughout these years or will have in the future. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am hoping to upload something before we talk about Arcane again, and when we will, it will be quite some time after the show has concluded. I hope you guys understand that, because I want to do this show justice and express my feelings properly. That's another thing that actually concerns me quite a lot, is if I'm gonna be able to upload another Arcane video without having any issues with the YouTube's copyright system, because back when I tried to upload the Season 1 video for the first time, it immediately got blocked, which I always knew was a risk. I mean, there's a reason why these reaction channels barely show the footage, is because it's a pretty sensitive system, but I did some test runs and thought that it would be fine, but apparently it wasn't. Thankfully though, YouTube tells you exactly what parts it has issues with, so after a couple days of adjusting some scenes, it eventually went through, which was such a huge relief. If I wouldn't have been able to even upload it, I would have called it quits right then and there. It was One of the worst feelings I have ever experienced. So if it so happens that you guys never hear from me again, just assume that my season 2 video got blocked and I moved to another country and started a whole new life. That would be the second most reasonable action to help someone get over this show, I bet. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for now. Sorry if you were expecting something more, but this is the best I can do for now. I'm just trying to cherish the excitement during these final moments before it all goes down, because even though it is agonizing as hell, it's still something that you need to appreciate, because it's not often when a show like this comes out, so it's gonna be rough, but I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Fuck no, bro, we're fucked.